From the dawn of humanity, we have come a long way for mankind to be able to move across the earth. Today, we have evidence that humans have explored and discovered much of the world. And yet, due to the vast size of our planet, there are still many areas full of mystery. One of these evidently is the ocean, which is commonly known as the final frontier of the earth. That's why today we're going to tell you about the 7 most astonishing discoveries of permafrost found in the frozen sea of Russia and Alaska. But before we start, I want to invite you to stay until the end because you're going to be surprised, and if you want me to greet you in the next video, stay until the end to unlock the keyword to put in the comments. However, this area is little known, being considered as a frontier of the world, just as mysterious as the permafrost. Permafrost is literally soil or submarine sediment, which remained continuously below zero for more than 2 years. It's amazing how it currently covers a large amount of land with 15% of the northern hemisphere. 11% of the world's surface is underlined by permafrost. However, lately, large amounts of ice have melted, revealing the secrets kept and buried within the icy temperatures of the permafrost. It has also kept many of these secrets well preserved, essentially acting as a natural time capsule. Over the years, these discoveries have amazed even the most experienced scientists, but occasionally, a particular specimen that is on the ground can only be described as an extraordinary being. So today, we won't just show you this being, but we'll talk about the 7 craziest findings of permafrost. So let's tackle the first discovery. We start our top with an extinct horse that remained calm for tens of thousands of years before finally coming out of its permafrost tomb. In 2018, it was discovered in the Baga crater of Russia. It is believed to have been a Lena horse, which roamed Siberia during the prehistoric era. Scientists noted that this specimen was in an almost pristine condition, as it still had its skin, tail, hooves, and hair that showed that in life it had a bay-colored body with a black tail and a beautiful mane. Sadly, it was deduced that the horse was only 2 weeks old at the time of its death, which seems to have been caused by getting stuck in mud where it roamed and then dying of thirst. Its exterior body condition undoubtedly surprised the researchers, but what really made this discovery so extraordinary was what they found inside its liquid blood. Its discovery would represent a big problem, as liquid blood is extremely rare in permafrost animals, especially in ancient animals. This little horse was particularly old. It holds the record for having the oldest liquid blood, surpassing the second marker in the position by no less than 10,000 years. The remarkable thing about this achievement is that many are excited about this discovery, as it is thought that its blood could be the answer to eventually clone this animal and bring it back to life. Another discovery in the permafrost dating approximately from the same time and is equally fascinating are beings capable of reproducing despite being frozen, and here we present them to you. This fact implies something that at first may seem simple nematodes. These are microscopic whitish worms that become transparent non-segmented worms that are among the most abundant on Earth. These creatures also seem to be one of the most resistant in the world, demonstrated by an ancient nematode found at 130 feet or 40 meters deep in the permafrost. This particular nematode was dated in pine and resided within a squirrel's burrow. After its resurgence to the surface, it was quickly taken to a laboratory to thaw it, where it then did something almost incredible. It came back to life. This immortal specimen was able to achieve this feat through cryptobiosis, which is a physiological state in which metabolic activity is reduced to an undetectable level without having to stop its organism absolutely. But this specimen did not simply limit itself to coming back to life. After its return, it began to reproduce. What many do not know is that this ancient worm was an asexual reproducer, so it did not have many difficulties in creating babies. This of course surprised scientists, as they were not expecting the nematode to do much in its limited time back from among the dead, while it had a relatively short lifespan. However, it far exceeded their expectations, and as a result, it probably also has the greatest legacy of all worms, such as its descendants to this day. What this ancient worm did was truly amazing. Its ability to resurrect and reproduce has left science itself impacted. However, the next find would amaze more for its conservation and strength, demonstrating why it was one of the most imposing animals in the permafrost. Next on our list, we have the blue bison. This is an extraordinary specimen that was found in the permafrost of Alaska in 1979 by miners who were in search of gold, and who would call it that because of its bluish color, this being caused by a layer of blue iron phosphate phosphate. It was surprising how this bison remained so well preserved, although today it is a totally extinct species. The bison, which was once found in Europe, North America, and Asia, lived with the once expansive mammoth. Likewise, it looked a lot like today's European bison, but it was larger in size, being the largest known bison in Eurasia. The specimen of the baby blue bison found was really large and corpulent, weighing almost a full ton. If you are enjoying the video, support us with your like. This helps us bring more quality content like this. Subscribe to our channel and activate the bell. But the truth is that the impressive thing did not come from its size, but in its condition, as many consider this is the best preserved bison of all time, which is made more notable by the fact that it was killed and partially devoured by an American lion over 36,000 years ago. Despite its brutal disappearance, most of its body had been retained, including its skin, and it even had its horns intact still attached to its skull. Its state was so good that at its discovery it was deduced that it could actually be eaten as a first-class meat dish. This is exactly what the researchers did. Specifically, a paleontologist decided to cut a portion of its neck to then cook it in a stew for dinner. The party attendees described its aroma as beef mixed with earth and mushrooms, stating that its taste was good to the palate, but more unpleasant than dried meat, and surprisingly, none of those who ate the bison's meat got sick. Now, the specimen we will talk about now was located in Yakutia, Siberia in 2017, and in fact, it was found well next to another puppy nicknamed Boris, since the proximity of the two cubs and their almost identical ages is around 1 to 2 weeks. Paleontologists believe that these two were brothers, but through technical dating with which they made the surprising discovery of both puppies, it was found that not only were they not related, but they were also very separated by time, with Sparta being around 15,000 years younger than Boris. This can partially be explained as the Sparta puppy was better preserved than the Boris puppy, and thanks to the evidence obtained, it is most likely that Sparta was the best preserved. Its body was so intact by nature that Sparta has preserved the sharpness of its claws and its whiskers, with the researchers who studied it describing that the only notable damage was being altered. Its almost perfect condition also revealed important information about cave lions, including their rapid growth rate compared to modern lions of the same time that Sparta was. This led paleontologists to deduce that to survive the harsh winters and short summers, lions had to grow faster and be able to hunt at earlier ages. Their rapid growth may also have been due to the prey they hunted, as they specialized in big game hunting, which means they would have had to reach a mature size faster than other carnivores looking for smaller prey. Another adaptation that cave lions used to survive harsh conditions was their fur, as demonstrated by Sparta's coat, which was thicker than the coat seen in living lions. Sparta and the place of Boris's death have also taught paleontologists, as two separate lion cubs found in a small area means that their location was of great interest to cave lions. At the time, there could have been an abundance of food and other resources in the past, but it also seems to have been a treacherous place like the Earth itself. It's surprising, as within their small bodies, researchers discovered injuries that showed they may have been crushed by the earth, leading to the hypothesis that both were already trapped in dug burrows or buried by landslides. Despite the crucial information that Sparta has provided to science with its premature death, meaning it never reached its full potential, a farce that seems to have been quite common during the Ice Age, as well as the Permafrost. Yucca the mammoth. This discovery is another minor one. Now we will talk about the mammoth yucca. This is perhaps the most famous mammoth specimen that emerges from the permafrost. The truth is that this is not a surprise, as from the end, only about Siberia, yucca positions itself by far among the animals with the best conditions to be a miner who has data from more than 28,000 years ago and still has managed to retain parts of its coat. However, what really excites scientists is that its incredible condition has allowed researchers to literally revive its dead cells. This was done by implanting cell nuclei into the egg of mouse cells, where some of them proceeded to show signs of activity that precedes cell division. This was a huge step, just as they were made in previous attempts. To achieve this, it ended up failing without creases, and many have considered it a great leap to finally revive mammoths, but the idea of reviving creatures from the permafrost does not excite everyone. The frozen princess. This specimen actually pales in comparison to a human found in 1993 within the Republic of Alai. The Siberian Ice Maiden was a notable discovery due to the age of the woman who is believed to have lived and died during the 5th century BC. She belonged to a particular culture, which is a group of Iron Age nomads from Cynthia. She was found located within a funerary chamber that was overcome by the Permafrost, which was located in excellent conditions. What most interested researchers was to answer the question, what was she buried with? These characteristics represented that they were high level and that the person had a certain status. It is believed that the case was caused by breast cancer or injuries from a fall. Subsequently, findings in an autopsy would show that she succumbed to serious diseases or injuries in her body. In conclusion, as time goes by, it is likely that more permafrost will melt. We can assure you that you will not find even crazier discoveries. Through these discoveries, new craziness will continue to appear. If you like this video, support us with your wonderful like and subscribe to our channel for more videos from the prehistoric world. Comment, we will be reading you. See you soon.